How can I help my daughter with her reading?
Information on hot water heating.
No. Sarah's bright, but when she's reading, she has trouble sounding out the words.
World music, playing track now.
No.
Let me try. Our daughter gets confused about which details in a story are important.
Which paper towels are most absorbent?
What?
Here are 5 product reviews.
Why are you not getting me?
See, I told you.
Wait, I was trying to show you how Sarah feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
Resistance is futile.
And now, a show that boldly goes where no show has gone before. The Week in Geek, with your hosts, David Ducorbier and Brian Held. Here to cover the hottest trends and topics in science fiction news and events, with movie, book, and game reviews, cosplay, comic book, and convention commentary, interviews with authors, media guests, and local fandom. So raise your nerd flag high and prepare to be assimilated. This is The Week in Geek. And now, here's your hosts, David Ducorbier and Brian Held.
Good afternoon, New Orleans. This is The Week in Geek. I'm your host, David Ducorbier. No, Brian. I'm so confused. Well, Brian's in Memphis. Daryl, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Brian. I'm doing great, David. How are you, David?
That's great. So, so Brian's in Memphis. He's on vacation, but he'll be back next week. And I don't even know where the hell we're going to be next week. I should probably look into that. But, as always, I strongly urge you to check out the Facebook page. It's facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Or check out our website at twigradio.com. Or follow us on Twitter at twigradio. Now, also, you can download the podcast at Wgso.com. Just go to the top left-hand corner of the screen, click on podcast, scroll down to Weekend Geek, bada bing, bada boom. And you can always listen to us live at Wgso.com, or you can download the TuneIn Radio app, to hear the mellifluous tones of David Ducorbier and Brian Held. Now, on today's show, of course, we have our boy Skungy with his pick of the week, and we also have some special guests, Drew Hall and Horst Sarubin. They are the director and producer, respectively, I believe, of Aether, Rise of the Spectre. And this was told to us by our friends over at the League of Gears, and so we checked it out, and they're going to be coming on the show. It's a steampunk movie. They filmed a proof of concept video. Well, it's movie quality. I mean, it's really awesome, and we're going to talk with them about that today. Now, also, we're going to do a little bit of word of the day, top nerd news this week in geek history, and if we have time, we might even do another interview. I don't know. We'll see. It's a whole lot of show, not a whole lot of time. So I guess without much further ado, we'll bring on our boy Skungy with his pick of the week.
Skungy's Pick of the Week.
I am not what you would call a handsome man.
Skungy's Pick of the Week is brought to you by Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Find them on the web at witsinn.com. Skungy's Pick of the Week.
I love lamp.
Skungy, what's shaking bacon?
Not a whole lot, sir. How are you doing? Are you lonely being in the studio?
Are you lonely tonight? Yes, I'm lonely tonight. Yeah, no, I'm good. I miss my little honey bunny Brian, but he'll be back. He's off being cool in Memphis, trying to go see the king, eat some barbecue, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it looks like he's having fun.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what's the pick of the week?
This week we're going with Neverwinter. It's an MMO that's available on the PC, but more importantly, it's on the Xbox One. So it's absolutely 100% free to play.
Yeah, I downloaded it myself, and I've been playing, and actually I had to stop myself from playing because I could feel its tendrils starting to work its way into my DNA.
Yeah. I mean, it is pretty. It's pretty fun, and it's not like a lot of those standard MMOs where this one's really cool because it's more action orientated. So it feels more like you're actually just playing like an action hack and slash instead of a point-and-click adventure. They did a really good job of mapping the controller out so it feels like a console game.
Yeah, I mean it's got the whole EverQuest kind of feel to it, mixed in with some, I don't know, just a lot of genres where you've got constant quests that you can keep on going on, and once you finish one, another one pops up on your screen. I mean, I just kept going, and I finally had to put the controller down because I'm like, I cannot continue to play this game.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is you can go off on your own. You don't necessarily have to have people around you to play.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very antisocial. I hate grouping up with people. Just chaps my butt. I hate people, but I love gatherings.
Yeah, exactly. But if you want to grit with people, you can have a group up to 5 adventurers in your group and go through certain dungeons and quests and whatnot together. So that's cool. It uses a modified version of the 4th edition rules as well from D&D. So, and that's cool. I mean, for the D&D hardcore out there, they'll recognize a lot of the lore, a lot of the story. If you're not familiar with D&D, your eyes might glaze over with the story.
Right. Well, what was the series before that was on the PC? Because I played the hell out of that. That was
Neverwinter Nights.
Neverwinter Nights. That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate. That's the one I played.
Baldur's
Gate was phenomenal, man. That was a fun game. That one just sucked you in and just murdered my social life.
It's still considered to be one of the best games. It's like in a lot of people's top 10, Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it has to be because I mean it was just a phenomenal game to play. So yeah, I mean Neverwinter might not hold Baldur's Gate's jock, but it is definitely it's worth your time, I think, especially since it's free.
It is. It's free. Now, with any free-to-play online game, you do run into the in-game purchases portion of it. But you never feel hindered. You never have the point where it's like, I have to buy something in order to move forward in the game. You don't have that. There are a lot of cool things that you can do, that you can buy, like weapons and armor, but you don't need it.
Yeah, see, I can't figure out how to get an enchanted key to open up the Dragonborn box that keeps on. I mean, I got like 30 of these Dragonborn boxes, but not a single friggin' key. I mean, is that something I got to buy?
It's possible that you can buy them. I mean, you can get them through quests, but they're rare. They're extremely rare. So if you don't want to have to go through all that stuff and trying to find them, you can just buy it. But the prices for stuff is nominal. It's not that bad, so they're not over gouging your eyes out prices.
So
other than that, the only real problem with the game is the frame rate. Sometimes it gets a little glitchy. Sometimes when you have so much going on the screen at once. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty solid little MMO.
All right, well, cool deal, man. For free, I don't think you can really beat it for free.
Yeah, absolutely. Free is always good.
So now it's only on what, Xbox One and PS4. I mean, like the free versions.
No, it's actually not on PS4. It's only on Xbox One and PC.
Oh wow, nice. Ha ha. Oh well, it's on the dirty PC. Oh well,
it's on the dirty PC. But like I said, the game has been remapped and everything just for a console, so it's actually more improved on the console than it is on the PC. So that's you can use that to like stick at the Brian.
Nice, I like that. All right, dude. So what? I guess next week. Do you have any idea where we are next week? I'm clueless. I think are we going to Pensacola?
I think there might be that Pensacola Con next week.
So sad. See, I don't have Brian, and I'm totally I have no idea what we're doing ever. So sad. So sad.
Well, I don't know either. Brian's like the band leader.
I know he is.
He's got the staff and the tall hat.
All right, Skungy. Well, thank you, man. We'll talk to you again next week, all right?
All right, talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
All right, guys. So this is the Weekend Geek. It seems like we have our guests lining up. So I guess we're going to go ahead and take our first break. And when we come back, we'll talk with Drew Hall and Horst Sarubin. And they are the director and producers of Aether, the Rise of Spectre. So stay tuned. This is the Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM. On Bourbon, Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh. Come to New Orleans' friendly local gaming shop, Gopher Games, located on 701 David Drive in Metairie. Games like Warhammer, War Machine, Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, Pathfinder, and many more. Visit us at gophergamesnola.com. That's G-O, 4, gamesnola.com for the latest news and upcoming events. We're open 7 days a week. Call us at 504-324-8335 or come on by. Gopher Games, a hangout for gamers by gamers.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds. In a New Orleans that never was and never will be, airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
You are listening to the Weekend Geek, WGSO 99 AM, and keep listening because you won't like me when I get angry.
Welcome back. This is the Week in Geek. I'm your host, David Ducorbier, and that was Lou Ferrigno. Man, he was cool. We got to meet him at Comic-Con and got a little bumper from him, some interviews, which we played back in February, I think, right around Mardi Gras. So, yeah, if you want to listen to that interview, go to WGSO.com, go to podcasts, and go through the backlogs. All right, so we have two guests on the line right now that they are the directors and producers of Aether, The Rise of Spectre. And let's bring them on now, Mr. Drew Hall and Horst Sarubin. Drew, are you there?
Yeah, this is Drew.
All right, and Horst, you're there?
Hello, how you guys doing?
Wow, we're doing great. So I guess, Drew, you are the director, correct?
Actually, it's Horst and I. We teamed up like the Terrible Wonder Twins.
Nice.
We're together on this one.
Okay, so give me a little backstory of the world, or just give me the listeners a brief overview of what Aether is, The Rise of Spectre.
All right. Well, the elevator pitch kind of gimmick is that it's a steampunk-inspired science fiction film that kind of centers around a group of outcasts who have to band together to defend their homeland from a vicious sort of tyrant who has a floating city and will do anything to keep his city skyborne.
I like
That's
that.
the big pitch. That's the elevator pitch. That's the slightly rehearsed one. The true story is Horst and I are both tabletop RPG guys, so we kind of secretly wrote an RPG and reverse engineered it into a movie.
Nice. So where was this filmed at?
We actually shot, I'd say 98% of it down at a Civil War fort in Mobile on Dolphin Island, Fort Gaines. But then we had some other shots that are in there that are actually pieces Horst put together down in New Zealand.
Wow. Well, Horst, what was it like doing that in New Zealand, man?
Well, I lived down there for a while, so I had a few connections. And when Drew and I first started talking about doing Ether, I just knew that a lot of the mountains, a lot of the ocean side that we see in New Zealand would be perfect for the film. So we started talking and shot some plates for it and planned for a few shots. And you see it now in the film, and I think it works well.
So now this is the proof of concept, and what's the next step from here?
That's the $1 million question, or as we would need, $40 million question. So basically, the idea is to kind of working with the producer Scott Robinson, where we're kind of teaming up to kind of shop it around and show it off and show potential investors or studios or other like-minded creatives and artists, what we're trying to accomplish and how we'll go about it. We just knew that for us, kind of doing a Kickstarter type thing we couldn't bring the level of detail just based on monetary reasons. We couldn't bring that level of detail without, a studio backing or some very generous individual that has a ton of money. But so we kind of avoided the Kickstarter thing and kind of are targeting this bigger audience to eventually get into theaters.
And there's been a long history of proof of concept films working successfully. I mean, going all the way back, before, but Evil Dead would be a good famous example. To as recently as Deadpool, people get together, they believe in a product, they show what it can be, and that excites studios and financiers enough to say, let's get behind this, and that's sort of what we planned.
Well, steampunk is in your video, which people can find at weareskyborn.com.
Yeah, you can also just do etherprologue.com, and it'll drive you there as well.
And so, now I forgot what I was about to say. The video, now, in the video, there's a bunch of local steampunk guys. So, I mean, did that help y'all with the adding the feel of steampunk, since a lot of our friends and neighbors have those costumes?
Yeah, no, I mean, the truth is that we could have done a nice-looking film, and it would have been great, and it would have been awesome, but we could have never gone to the point that we did without the assistance of Airship Isabella, and really a lot of the New Orleans steampunk community, but those guys really came through for us. They trusted us from the beginning because we knew who they were, they didn't know who we were, and so we kind of all just got together and realized we were all secretly browncoats as Firefly fans, and that gave us the platform to kind of explode, and they're just as much a part of our creative family on the project as anybody else. So yeah, I mean, New Orleans has always been, and the community there has always been very helpful to us, just at the film community. But now, so we even drug in Airship Isabella into our terrible fray.
So now,
absolutely.
Are y'all going to try to like hit the convention circus to try to build a more grassroots, or what do we try? How can we help? I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Well, we have been doing the conventions, and grassroots definitely helps, because what it shows is that there is an audience for this. I'm sure everybody, you look at Syfy, you look at what you see in the theaters, and it's a rehash, a reimagining, a reboot, a revamp, and there's some amazing, amazing things out there, and I love to see the Marvel films and all that. But Drew and I both we miss that day of you get there, and that screen comes to life, and it's a brand new world. It's something just you've never seen before. And that's one of the things that the steampunk community and the sci-fi community at large can help us with, and say this may be an original property, but we want to see this. This is exciting. This is something new. And that's one reason why the Airship Isabella, I think why they really attached with us so much, is because they seem to feel the same way that we do about this.
Well, in your video that at weareskyborn.com, that y'all talk about the steampunk world and that it's not actually been fully formed yet or brought to the big screen. Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, I think Horst and I both felt like I've been a follower of it for a while, and I don't think there's ever been anything that has really brought it to the popular lexicon. I mean, we see remnants and pieces and bits, but nothing on a big sphere. And so what we kind of did was, steampunk actually would probably be pretty expensive to make if you follow that traditional Victorian style. And so what we did is we took our favorite parts from it and let steampunk be the inspiration, visually, the aesthetic inspiration behind, I'd say, a good 90% of what we're doing. And so that way we can introduce steampunk, but there's so many factions within it and so many ideas behind it. We just thought we'll go steampunk inspired, and let people see it, and then let them kind of, if it opens up a gateway for others to kind of get into it, then so be it. They can find their own path and find out about a lot of the great literature and other versions of steampunk, if you will, that are out there.
So is the script already written, or is it still evolving?
No, the script's been written. It's actually, it took 10 years, or it's been an idea I've had for roughly 10 years. But the script's been done for probably 2 or 3 years. I mean, it gets modified every once in a while just because you go away from it, you come back and you're like, oh man, that guy wouldn't say that, and you adjust the line or you come up with a better idea. But yeah, the script has been fully done. We actually even have a comic book coming out that hopefully it's slightly behind, unfortunately, but we have a comic coming out, and the comic is if we get a full 12-issue run, the comic takes place based on the screenplay. It takes place in the 12 months before the events of the feature film. So it's not a rehashing, it's not a retelling. It's a very big world, and so what we wanted to do is kind of never retell the same story to the audience, but give the audience another opportunity to kind of experience it. And if you're lucky enough and you're an early adopter and you read the comic and then see the film, you'll suddenly have a bigger knowledge base going into it than you would if it were just one picture or just a comic book alone.
Well, I mean, I'm personally really excited about it because I've written some steampunk myself. But now, how can we help you? We got about a minute before we hit the news break. So how do we get the message out there? I know y'all have some Twitter, some hashtags, some Facebook. So give me all that information so the listeners can go out there and give y'all a boost.
Sure. You can find on Facebook. You can find us at Facebook/EtherMovie, or I think, /EtherMovie. Our official Twitter is at EtherPrologue. My Twitter, just because I post lots of stuff that I'm not supposed to, the producer gets mad, is at TeslaPunk.
Okay.
And then if you hit the website and share the video as much as possible, if you go to weareskyborn.com or etherprologue.com, and you'll find the links to the video and tons of behind-the-scenes content, promote, push, share it with as many people as you possibly can. The more it goes out there, the better off, the better chances we all have in seeing it, because we're as much fans as we are creators.
Well, I mean, if the proof of concept is any indication of your skill, it's going to be phenomenal. So we are going to do that, and people can find all the information at WGSO.com. We'll have a link to all your websites and all your media. So thank you so much, guys. We got to head to the news.
Thank you.
Awesome.
All right, this is The Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM. Spirits on Bourbon. Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits in Barn Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh.
In a New Orleans that never was and never will be, airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
Hillary Clinton now has a date with the Benghazi Committee, her campaign saying she will appear on Capitol Hill in October. Republican South Carolina Congressman Trey Gowdy's committee investigating the 4 American deaths in the 2012 terrorist attacks, including the death of U.S. Ambassador Chris Stevens. Word of her appearance coming as the Justice Department considers a request to investigate possible classified emails on the former Secretary of State's private server. The Blaze Radio's Tom Peace.
We know she was telling an untruth when she says she turned everything over related to her work, and we now have the emails that came from another source from Blumenthal.
Conservative commentator Charles Krauthammer doesn't think an extremely politicized Department of Justice will go after Clinton. The Wall Street Journal reports that an internal government review finds at least 4 classified emails in Clinton's personal email account while she's Secretary of State.
Here, the relevant point is that the intelligence community, IG, said the emails she sent were classified at the time she sent them, and they remain classified. So what she said in the press conference was obviously untrue, and that is the only issue at question here.
Krauthammer, part of the all-star panel on Fox News Special Report.
We're learning more about the man who shoots up a theater full of people Thursday night. The Blaze Radio's Ken Stevens.
The Alabama man who murdered 2 moviegoers in Lafayette, Louisiana before turning the gun on himself had a collection of disguises in his motel room and a trick license plate on his car. And court documents say John Hauser's family members petitioned a court to have him involuntarily committed because he was a danger to himself and others.
Meanwhile, mourners continuing to pay respects to an Atlanta Marine fatally shot in the attacks on military facilities in Chattanooga. Visitation for 21-year-old Lance Corporal Squire Skip Wells Friday and Saturday. The funeral set for 2 o'clock Sunday. This is news on the Blaze Radio Network. Truth lives here.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds.
Come to New Orleans' friendly local gaming shop, Gopher Games, located on 701 David Drive in Metairie. Games like Warhammer, War Machine, Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, Pathfinder, and many more. Visit us at gophergamesnola.com. That's G-O, 4, gamesnola.com for the latest news and upcoming events. We're open 7 days a week. Call us at 504-324-8335 or come on by. Gopher Games, a hangout for gamers by gamers.
Spirits on Bourbon. Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh.
You got the touch. You got the power.
My name is Optimus Prime, and you are listening to The Week in Geek. Autobots, transform and roll out.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek. I'm your host, David Ducorbier, and so that was Optimus Prime, voice actor, supreme. Speaking of voice actors, next week we have David Sobolov. David Sobolov is the voice of Gorilla Grodd in the Flash series, and he also does Groot in Guardians of the Galaxy. So he's going to be on the show next week, and the following week, August 8th, we're going to be in Pensacola for Pensacon. So that's what it is. I figured out how to open it up. So you know what? We got to rush into some Top Nerd News because then we're going to play the Greg Weisman interview. Brian and Skungy got to meet up with him at MechaCon. Great interview, and we'll get to that, but let's do some Top Nerd News real quick.
Now, our top nerd news stories from around the world, brought to you by Media Underground Comics. Find them on the World Wide Web at MediaUndergroundComics.com. And now, your top nerd news stories.
All right, so NASA found a new planet. We got a new planet, man. Kepler 452b.
New planet?
Yeah, it's a new planet. Their sun is 10% larger than our sun, but the days of the year are very similar to ours, 385. And it's 1.6 times the size of Earth, but it's in the habitable zone. You know,
so it's similar to Earth.
Yeah. So it's a very similar planet. There might be life out there, and you know, it's it's in the Goldilocks zone. That's the area that you know, life has a better shot at existing. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, if it's there, awesome, dude. We might, let's go colonize it. We're gonna go.
We'll have 2 planets.
I know, because we're destroying the hell out of this one. All right, so speaking of destroying the hell out of stuff, this dude, his name is Movie Bob, formerly The Escapist. He obliterated and destroyed that movie Pixels. I was actually set to go see it. I was gonna go see it Friday. And, when I saw this dude's, review of it, I changed my mind. Yeah. Because in essence, the movie, it's really a disingenuous way to try to get our money as nerds who grew up loving Atari and Pac-Man and Joust and, Donkey Kong and all that stuff. I mean, when I was a kid, my uncle had a ice cream parlor. And in there, he had a game of Donkey Kong and Super Mario Brothers. I mean, I grew up playing that, and I had a crappy Atari, and I played Space Invaders and all that stuff. And, they throw all these things in that movie, and this dude just demolished it. I can't even play a single clip of that review because every other word is obscenity, and it was like poetry. When I tell you he made these words that are so vile and disgusting, but they sounded so eloquent and beautiful. It's bad.
This movie's
dude.
bad.
The review. I mean, he just destroys it. It was, if you haven't seen it, it's on our website. It's on our Facebook page, facebook.com/The Week in Geek. Now, speaking of crappy movies, tonight on Syfy, there's going to be Lavalantula.
Lavalantula?
It
is like a tarantula?
It's like a tarantula, but they're fire-breathing spiders. But here's the best part, man. Steve Guttenberg and Winslow, I think is his name, the guy who does all the sound effects,
yeah,
like that guy. And Hooks is going to be on there. Hooks, she talks real quiet like that. And then at the end of the movie, she's like, "Freeze, dirtbag!" That guy, that girl. So, but it's like a mashup of it's like a reunion of Police Academy. But they also got to do from the Sandlot, Smalls. Well, not Smalls. He's the guy who says, "You're killing me, Smalls." All right, now also coming up, Robert Kirkman wants to end Walking Dead on a high note. Now that's actually kind of shocking because So, we got a caller? Let's just bring on the caller.
Phil the Patriot.
Phil the Patriot. All right, let's just bring on Phil. We're going to skip the Greg Weissman interview because I don't think we're going to have enough time. So, without much further ado, let's bring on longtime caller, longtime listener, full-time crazy man, Phil the Patriot.
Hey, how you doing? This is Phil, the American Patriotic Ninja. How you doing today?
Oh, yeah. Are you the ninja now? I can't envision you as a ninja. You'd always be the.
What I did was, I got inspired by Caitlyn Jenner and that woman that's half black and half white, whatever. And I decided that I'm more than just a patriot. I'm an American Patriot Ninja. And I'm also a transracial person too, because I'm French, Indian, and Irish. Although I'm not transsexual, because I definitely just love women. But anyway, listen, I finally got myself a Donald Trump mask and a Donald Trump outfit, and I can't wait till I'm off on a Saturday, if ever they'll let me off, so I can come and visit y'all at one of the Comic-Cons or something. Y'all have a blessed day.
He got himself a Donald Trump mask. Where did he get that?
I don't know.
I tell you.
I'm curious now.
I am.
I'm curious, Phil.
Go find out. All right, so where was I? Police Academy, and you're killing me, Smalls. So, all right, now, Robert Kirkman, that's what I was talking about, The Walking Dead. He wants to end The Walking Dead on a high note. Now, he's not saying when he's going to end it. He wants it to run its course. But, I mean, it's such a dark and gritty future. People are dying all the time. And he wants to... Every zombie movie, they always ride off into the sunset. Either they survive the terrible ordeals and they sail off on a boat like Dawn of the Dead, or they fly off in a helicopter. But there's never any resolution to the friggin' zombie apocalypse. There's never a resolution. So they kind of set it up in season 1 where the CDC says, that it is some sort of a virus and people, as soon as you die, I mean, they have to change their funerary rites. The burial rites will have to change because you can't bury anybody until you put a bullet to their head, So, I mean, but they're trying to find a cure. And, in D.C. is where they were supposed to find a cure, but he turned out, Mr. Mullet Man was lying. So, I don't know. But Kirkman actually wants to try to end it. Either they outlive the zombies because each year, each season, the zombies get worse and worse. They're decomposing, So, I mean, they're falling apart. So, I don't know. I mean, I think I would like that. It's to see them go through all the crap, all the stuff they've been, just dying left and right.
Yeah.
To finally maybe have some peace and quiet and end on a high note. I kind of like that. So, all right, we got another caller. Let's bring on Brian in Metairie. Brian, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing well. Let me ask if you ever had this observation regarding video games. You ever notice how video games is always the whipping board? If you remember way back in the 90s when video games got in trouble, I believe Jack Thompson was talking about how Mortal Kombat and games like Doom caused violence. And that was thoroughly debunked, and he got what was coming to him. And now it seems like the past 5 years or so, you have these culture critics now coming in here and kind of repeating the same talking points, but instead of violence, they say misogyny. And you're starting to see the same arguments being brought up. Don't you find that a little weird?
Well, I was a victim of it, and I got lucky because I played Dungeons and Dragons. So I read comic books, so I was always labeled as a Satan worshiper. But see, I got lucky because I'm Presbyterian, and my minister actually played D&D as well. So I lucked out. He was like, "No, you're not going to hell, Dave. You're going to be okay," because I play it too. But as far as the blame game, well, that's a hard question to answer because, seriously, what is the cause? It's an easily labeled cause because, their first reaction is violence because it's so ingrained by playing these games. Yep. And especially, there's this Twitter feed, Moms Against Gaming, that every time somebody goes on a shooting rampage, they blame video games. Like the one in Lafayette, those poor people that got shot in the movies, those I can't even say the words. The people on Twitter basically said, "Oh yeah, I bet he played violent video games." Is that kind of what you're talking about, Brian, or what are you getting at?
Right. Before it was video games caused violence, and then now I'm hearing this the spiel about, now they call it misogyny. And I don't know if you follow Grand Theft Auto 5, but it was pulled from Target and Kmart in Australia at the end of last year. Because
Because like the whores and all that stuff, you could pick up a woman or punch her in the face and all that stuff in the video game?
Yeah, it said it promoted violence against women, and it was taken down. And there's been this big push lately to censor video games. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the whole Gamergate thing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Whatever you heard about it, I think there's some valid points. I've talked to some of the developers that actually are too scared to talk about being bullied by some of these, I guess, activists or whatever you want to call them. And it's sad because I think creative freedom is definitely under attack. And I think people should put what they want out and let the market just, sort whether or not that's a good idea or not.
Well, I agree as well. I mean, there is some, underlying misogyny when you talk about how there's no female leads in like the, like comic books and stuff. But back then, women weren't reading comic books. This is a new generation where women are starting to enjoy comic book movies. So now there is a turn to try to put more female leads out there, which is a good move because, I mean, more chicks are nerds, thank God, because it was a hard dating pool when there was only like 8 nerds when you were a kid.
Well, let me say this. I grew up in the arcades like a lot of kids in the 80s. And there was really never any girls in there unless they were nagging their boyfriend to hurry up and die.
Yeah, no. Well, get this. Let me tell you a fact here. My kid does, the LAN gaming and stuff, and he did a lock-in overnight, and they actually had a couple of girls there, which is unbelievable, unheard of, but that's the new generation. So girls are really starting to get into gaming now. So, and it's a great thing for us, I mean, it really is. So I think just people are just so damn sensitive. It's always, oh, you're being mean. Well, toughen up, people. It's a tough world out there. But, no, Brian, you bring up some good points, man.
Y'all have a good one.
All right, man. Call in again. All right, guys, that's the music. So when we come back, we're going to do This Week in Geek History, and I guess we'll wrap up Top Nerd News. So stay tuned. This is The Week in Geek on WGSO 990 AM. Spirits on Bourbon. Spirits on Bourbon. Come to 615 Bourbon, home of the resurrection. Try their gumbo, wings, couchon de lait, or a ribeye steak. Have a shot on Edward's barber chair or sit at his haunted table. Check out their website at spiritsonbourbon.com and watch their video from Spike TV's Bar Rescue. Come to Spirits on Bourbon for a haunting good time.
Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Wits Inn is an upscale neighborhood bar and pizza kitchen in the heart of Mid-City at 141 North Carrollton. Wits Inn is open 7 days a week and the kitchen is always open late. Make Wits Inn your home for sports. With 18 TVs, the NFL package, and the SEC channel, you'll never miss a game. Check out our food and drink specials like Thursday $5 pizzas and the Wit Maker at WITSINN.com. Wits Inn Bar and Pizza Kitchen. Think, drink, live, laugh. Come to New Orleans' friendly local gaming shop, Gopher Games, located on 701 David Drive in Metairie. Games like Warhammer, War Machine, Magic the Gathering, HeroClix, Pathfinder, and many more. Visit us at gophergamesnola.com. That's G-O, 4, gamesnola.com for the latest news and upcoming events. We're open 7 days a week. Call us at 504-324-8335 or come on by. Gopher Games, a hangout for gamers by gamers.
Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit your vaping needs, from starter kits to advanced devices. We specialize in handcrafted, artisan-blended e-juices designed to tickle the most fickle taste buds. Come see us at 2812 Athenia Parkway, 1 block off Vets behind the Lazy Boy Gallery. That's the Vaping Tiger, 2812 Athenia Parkway, and at vapingtiger.com. Come out of the smoke and join us in the clouds. In a New Orleans that never was and never will be, airships float high above the city while platoons of clockwork automatons patrol the streets below. In Storyville, pirates, streetwalkers, gamblers, and thieves prowl back alleys in search of their next mark. New Orleans by Gaslight, the premier anthology of locally written and locally produced steampunk poetry and fiction, all set in Victorian New Orleans. Buy it now, available in both paperback and Kindle versions at Amazon.com. New Orleans by Gaslight. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Before you get booked up, head over to 631 North Carrollton, right off Orleans, to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Off the books, Tubby & Coos is a nerd mecca for books, board games, and geeky t-shirts. So book it over to Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop at 631 North Carrollton. If you don't want to do it by the book, use their free Wi-Fi and check their stock at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, where it's all geek to me.
This is Zorak, and you're listening to The Week in Geek on 990 AM.
Welcome back. This is The Week in Geek, and those are our new rejoins. We got Zorak, we got Lou Ferrigno, Jason David Frank, I think, played last week, and we have Conroy in there as well, the voice of Batman. So, yeah, some of our new rejoins. Now, I guess before we get into this Week in Geek History, let me wrap up Top Nerd News. Did you know Michael Jackson almost played a Thriller-esque Jar Jar Binks?
Yes.
Did you?
I read about that.
I couldn't believe that. I thought it was a joke when I first read the headline. I thought they were screwing with me. But apparently, yeah, George Lucas and Michael Jackson were best buds or something. He went backstage to meet Michael and was talking to him about how, meet this guy, he's going to be Jar Jar.
I think George Lucas and also Francis Ford Coppola did the Captain EO thing back in the 80s.
Oh, my God. What, Moonraker?
Yes.
Was it Moonraker?
It's Captain EO was the name of the music video, and I think they collaborated with Michael Jackson on that.
Yeah, and they even had a video game. They had a video game. I think, I don't know. My deep, dark secret is I love Michael Jackson songs. I grew up in the 80s, man. So, but he wanted to do a prosthetic. Can you imagine Michael Jackson with some sort of prosthetic looking like an alien? I mean, I hate Jar Jar. I despise him. He ruined the movies, but I don't know. I don't see how it could be worse, but I guess maybe it could be if you'd have put Michael Jackson in there. It's just a terrifying thought. All right, moving on. Finally, Charlie Hunnam. He is the lead from Pacific Rim, the first one. He was opposite Idris Elba. He hopes that in the next movie, Pacific Rim 2, that it's not as effects laden, that it's not about the robots and the monsters, but the Jaeger pilots, the actors. This coming from this asshat who can't even fake an American accent. His accent is pathetic. His acting is subpar, and he wants to be the main driver of this movie? It's insane! It's insane. It's insane. No, don't. You can do nerd. No, nerd rage. I'd probably.
We got to get on the Week.
We do. So moving on. Let's go on to this Week in Geek History and wrap up this show.
This Week in Geek History.
We're sending you back to the future! Yes! Oh my gosh!
This Week in Geek History is brought to you by Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop. Check them out at tubbyandcoos.com. Tubby & Coos Mid-City Bookshop, the nerd mecca. This Week in Geek History.
Yes! Oh my gosh!
All right, Daryl. So you're going to be filling in for Brian. So what's the history? Tell me some cool stuff.
All right. On this day, July 20th, 1973. And this one's a sad one. Bruce Lee, found dead at age 32, died of a possible swollen brain.
What? No. Oh. Bruce Lee. Fist of Fury, Enter the Dragon, Way of the Dragon, Game of Death. That was the one where he fought Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Yep. Dude, I watched that clip this morning, and like he runs up and he kicks Bruce Lee. Kareem Abdul kicks Bruce Lee in the chest, and they got this big giant footprint on him, just as if it's like a freaking comic book. Oh my God, that's good stuff. All right, what happened next?
All right, on this day, July 20th, 1969. This is a historic one. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin become the first people on the moon aboard Apollo 11.
Nice. Yeah, the moon is cool. You know, what is it? One small step for man.
One small step for man. One giant leap for mankind.
We're smart, Daryl.
We are smart.
What's next?
On this day, July 21st, 1954. The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring is published.
Published? Wow, wait, what was the year? Oh,
1954.
54. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Good Lord. So,
and the famous Lord of the Ring movies.
And and actually, I got to thank Candace over at Tubby and Coos. We did trivia night there last night, and that reminds me that one of the questions last night in trivia was which movie won, best movie, and it was Lord of the Rings, the last movie, Return of the King. And it's like I was trying not to hint to people because it's like they finally gave those movies an Oscar because like the first
the third one won the Oscar.
Yeah,
Best
right.
Picture.
Yeah, because the first two kept getting snubbed, and everybody's like, "What the hell is wrong with you?" So I guess they gave him just like the one lump award for the third one. So
won a bunch of special effects awards.
Yeah,
and it won Best Picture.
But
none of the actors won.
Yeah,
any Oscars for that. But
they got the
shaft. But this one Best Picture.
Well, and that was that kind of like the beginning of the great, the epic, medieval. It's like it got people hooked. Is what I'm trying to get around at. All right, so what happened next?
On this day, July 21st, 1982. Atari signs a deal to make a video game based on the E.T. film.
Oh, God, no. I know where this one's going.
The resulting game is often cited as one of the worst video games released and one of the biggest commercial failures in video gaming history. The game's commercial failure and resulting effects on Atari are frequently cited as a contributing factor to the video game industry crash of 1983.
Nice. Oh, that's the way where millions of unsold cartridges were buried in an Alamogordo, New Mexico landfill.
That is great. Movie's one of the greatest Spielberg movies of all time, but the video game was horrible.
Yeah, E.T. in 82, it was slowly starting to kind of, technology was pushing Atari out the way. Man, we're almost out of time, huh? All right, we got 2 minutes. All right, let's do the last one.
The last one.
Yeah.
On this day, July 26, 2004, the Frozen Ark Project is launched to preserve the DNA of endangered species.
I put that on there this morning because I was just kind of scrolling through, I have this book at home of this day in history, in essence, and I saw about that. The Frozen Ark Project actually, it collects all the DNA from all these endangered species because sometimes it's just not enough to actually try to protect the animals and bring them in like we have at the zoo here and, the Audubon Zoo. Some of them do go extinct, and so they're just madly trying to collect all the DNA so that at some point, maybe we can recreate the ones that do go extinct.
All right.
1 minute.
Birthdays.
Wow, there it is. Birthdays. Come on. Who we got?
July 22nd, Willem Dafoe.
Okay.
Green Goblin from Spider-Man.
Nice.
July 22nd, Colin Ferguson. Eureka's Jack.
Yeah, just give me the name.
Jack Carter. July 23rd, Daniel Radcliffe. July 23rd, Woody Harrelson.
Yes.
July 23rd, Charisma Carpenter.
Oh, nice.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer. July 24th, Linda Carter, Wonder Woman. And July 24th, Summer Glau.
Yeah, River Tam. All right, another great show in the books. Next week we will have, oh man, I just forgot his damn name. Steve Sobolov from Gorilla Grodd and The Flash. So, and then after that we'll be at Pensacon. All right, till next time, keep your nerd flag raised high. GFL. Leave the smoke behind and come chase the clouds at the Vaping Tiger in Metairie. The Vaping Tiger has everything to suit